Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review. There's another paid request this time from Matthew. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, wherever it may be, feel free to send either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the film ParaNorman from 2012. Now, the movie I had heard of, I thought it was okay at the end of the day. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was okay. I do like it was done in stop motion. I would say that's the best part of the film, is the visual aesthetic. The movie's kind of like if you took that movie Monster House, animated one, with a little bit of the Frighteners, a little bit of Odd Thomas, kind of like a combination of all those put together, and you get ParaNorman, which is about kind of like Michael J. Fox's character, someone who sees the dead, can see dead people, but people think he's crazy. Only this one's 11 years old, and he's watching like a zombie movie with his grandma who has passed away. And I like the bit with the movie within the movie where this zombie's so slow and the woman's screaming and she realizes it's stupid just how slow it is. And the microphone gets in the frame, she pushes out a frame. That was clever. And this is definitely a movie that has jokes that I was a bit surprised by. So you tell this is a film that is meant... There are stuff in there for older audiences. I don't know why I'm stuttering there. Like, for example, when the parents ask, what are you watching there? And the kid goes, sex and violence. Okay. There's other stuff like... There's a bit where the kids are supposed to hold hands. And this guy who's a bully, voiced by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, the guy who played McMuffin in Superbad. McLovin, not McMuffin. What am I talking about? That was his brother, McMuffin. McLovin, he's going to grab, and then the teenage girl's like, what? My hand, okay? Said, grab my hand. So you get the idea that he grabbed her ass. Stuff that would not be appropriate today. Or like the little kid's phone when it goes off, it's the Halloween theme for the ringtone. So it's definitely a film that doesn't play down to the audience. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate that film that just, it's not fart jokes, it's not dick jokes, it's not playing the audience as if it's just 5-year-olds. At the end it does try to give a little bit of a merit of story about tolerance and forgiveness, listening to others, giving people a chance to talk it out, and that maybe could work better than actions. That's commendable. I don't know, just something about it. At times I got a little bit bored with it, and I don't quite know why. I don't know if it's... There's moments that made me go, but I didn't find it hilarious. And then they're like, okay, that's nice visual, but it wasn't creepy, it wasn't scary. Like, it wasn't that hilarious to me, and it wasn't that scary to me. And it's trying to do both. Like, I'm kind of like in the middle of it. And so, like I said, those other films I mentioned, like even Monster House, I felt like more of a... I thought it was better paced. I thought did this kind of animation, kids, but horror that combo better, I thought, was in Monster House than this. But I mean, the person who voices the lead kid did a nice enough job. You felt sympathy for him because his father, voiced by Jeff Garlin, thinks he's, the kid's weird, and which is understandable when your kid says he's talking to your dead mom. Kind of hard for the father not to be upset at that. And the kid will talk to dolls, but to other people looks like he's chatting with himself. He is shunned in school. His sister picks on him. He meets this one kid who gets picked on as well, who's an overweight kid, and they become friends. John Goodman, sadly, is wasted in this, because I'm a big John Goodman fan. He plays the lead kid's uncle, hasn't seen him in a while, and pretty much goes up to warn him about this witch's curse. And then he has a heart attack and becomes a ghost. Although you don't see a whole lot of them after that, which I thought was weird. It's John Goodman, so I've loved him ever since watching Arachnophobia, just wanted to see more of him. Or listen to more of him. But the lead kid starts seeing these omens and these bad signs and these visions. Like he's in the bathroom and the toilet paper's like grabbing him down and the bathroom's breaking away and he's seeing these visions of this curse, incoming curse. And of course, the school and everyone else thinks he's crazy. Like I said, he decides to do the right thing, finds this book, is going to recite to stop this curse that's supposed to happen each year, to read this book to stop the curse for until the next year. But then the bully fucks with him, makes things worse, the zombies are coming back, people are scared, and your main characters at the end is your lead kid, Norman, his friend, the overweight kid, his bitter brother, this muscle guy voiced by Casey Affleck, the lead kid's sister, who pretty much wants to sit on Casey Affleck's face, and the bully, voiced by Christopher Mintz-Plasse. And nothing against him. I liked him in Superbad. This bully character was such an asshole that I just didn't care for him to be part of the group, honestly. I didn't really think he was that funny. I didn't think he was that entertaining. It was more like, can you just leave the stream? Please don't come back. Don't let the door hit you on the ass as you're leaving. Like I said, the stop motion visuals, I'm a sucker for stop motion. That was nice to see. You know, it's not too long of a film at 90 minutes, but even then, I'm like, I don't have a watch, but if I did, I'd be looking at it from time to time. I was watching on the computer, I was looking at so it didn't really captivate me as it did others. I don't know what it was. I didn't. Maybe because I've seen these other films and I thought they were a bit better, or something else in between. I don't know. Maybe because like these other characters, like the overweight kid, the few smarts I got was, oh wow, they got away with that. Like the kid is, what was he doing with the aerobics tape? He was freeze framing aerobics DVD, and Casey Affleck calls him out on it. And you see the kid freeze, and like on TV, it's a woman's ass and tight tights. Which I don't blame the kid. I would be doing the same thing, but again, that was more like, oh wow, okay. Surprising that this was a bit for an older group. But at the same time, that's where my mind went, not, oh, I'm really captivated by the story. I don't know what it is. Yeah, car chase and a van chase. The zombies go into town, but then you find out the zombies are not that evil, and in fact they get scared by the mob, because the mob is more vicious than the zombies could ever be. And it's a bit decently dark. I mean, you find out that back in the day they killed this little girl because they thought she was a witch, and possibly hanged her. We don't see that, of course, but we know about that. And pretty much just to Norman saying, I know what you went through. I saw dead people like you did too. People didn't listen to me like people didn't listen to you. But, you know, if you keep this up, you're being a bully just like them. I'm like, well, they didn't murder her, but I get what he's going. I get his I get his frame of mind and the point of the film. This has been going on year after year after year. There's got to be an end to it. You have to move on. As shitty as that sounds, I did like the aesthetic that the little girl who's called a witch has this lightning look to it. It's like it's Electro. It's a female Electro. Electro's daughter. But like I say, it's a movie that it's these are the hardest movies to review. I know I'm stumbling through it. I apologize. But it's the harder movies to review because I didn't love it. I did not hate it at all. I just thought, it was there. I liked the visuals. The writing was, I don't want to use the word mature, but a little bit more than I thought it would be. Pleasantly surprised by that. But at the same time, I wasn't really enthralled with the characters. The lead kid felt sorry for it, but at the same time, I guess I felt pity for him, but I didn't really find him interesting. And like the father was just, you understand why he was a dick, but he was a dick. The bully is a dick. The sister is a bit of a bitch. The T.C. Affleck is the meathead. And then now you find out at the end he's gay. Okay. They threw that in because the girl wants to sit on his face pretty much. He's like, oh man, I can't wait to tell my boyfriend about this. So, 2012. Progressive. But no one mentions that. Because apparently nothing was ever progressive until 2 years ago. Like, the strongest aspect was the stop-motion visual aesthetics. I do wonder if you took that away, what would be the summation of this film even then? I think it would be that it's not a bad film, but it's just... I mean, this got nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Film, and I'm like... I don't think it won, but I'm like, it's okay, but I don't think it's a nominee. Granted, a lot of those times, there's not much anime films to choose from for that category, but this still, in essence, was nominated for an Oscar, and I went... If you're talking about the animation, okay. If you're talking about like the story and the characters and that part of it, Like I said, I've seen stuff I would rather rewatch. Like I said, it's okay. It feels like a lesser Tim Burton. Like a lesser... I know this doesn't make sense, just not to do with the plot, but like a lesser Nightmare Before Christmas. Like I said, kind of a lesser sequel to Monster House. I keep thinking about that movie. I'm like, you know what? That's a movie I enjoyed a lot more than this. Because it didn't deal with little kids and deal with horror situation, and a group gets together to combat this evil. So I don't know, maybe that's another thing. It kind of felt like, in a weird sense of deja vu. I did with a dash of The Frighteners, which I love The Frighteners. I guess average is how I felt about it. It's not a film I would see again, but it's not a bad film at all either. So, take that for what you will. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.